When you're a kid who doesn't want to study and only wants to race boats, there's not much that can be done. My father struggled with this at first. But by my late teens, when he saw that this is what I really wanted to do, he thought there's no point in stopping him anyway. From that point on, he helped me with everything he could.
There is one thing that made me acknowledge that it was fate, which is an overused phrase, but very appropriate here, was the difficulty that he encountered during his first mini transatlantic when his boat sank. When I finally spoke to him on the phone, after confirming he was okay, I just said, "Romain, don't you think you could consider doing something else?" He said, "It's out of the question and it's not worth talking about it." And he was still wet. Once he's decided to do something, he goes through with it no matter what. All I can say is that I'm very proud of him.
Having a father who sails all over the world is normal for me and I'm used to it. I'm okay when he starts a race because it can be like a vacation for me. I like it when he finishes a race because they often happen to be in tropical locations. When I get older, I would like to be a surfer or a skateboarder. And if I can, a professional sailor. I'm going to get some really good advice on how to be a sailor.
I'm not taking myself for Zidane, but I heard an interview where he said, I had a lucky break in my career, and that was meeting the right people. And it's true for me. I always met the right people as I was starting out. When I bought the boat, I didn't have a sponsor. I called Laurent de France and I told him I bought a boat, but I don't have a sponsor. I need your help.
We became friends. He introduced me to people. I helped him meet other people in the professional world. We found sponsors and so on. We worked well together. My challenge was to help him succeed. I'm a close advisor to Romain, giving him advice that he may or may not follow. This allows him to consider any number of things that he might have missed. The role of an advisor is not to say, you have to do a certain thing because of what is in front of us, but to say that it would be good to do that thing. But in the end, he does what he wants.
The relationship with the partners is important, and it's not just a check. When a sponsor finances a boat, a skipper, he buys a placeholder on the boat for his name. But above all, he participates in a human adventure. This is where the connection is made. By the way, whenever we meet a potential new sponsor, all it takes is 5 minutes to know if it's going to work out or not.
We immediately had a good feeling because I saw someone who was passionate and an entrepreneur who managed the whole project. And his ambition to compete again in the Vendée Globe, taking advantage of his experience to improve the performance of himself and his boat. What drives him forward is this notion of passion and performance. I would say that these are the main elements that made us have a very good feeling about being a sponsor.
He's a true professional. He's passionate about what he does. But above all, he is very conscientious and very concerned about results that he delivers and meeting the objectives of his sponsors. He's also a great communicator. When you're a company with a recognizable name with a sports sponsorship, it's for communication purposes. This is what we expect from Romain. Even though we know this is not his core business, he should be an ambassador for our brand. And honestly, I think he does it very well. With a lot of heart, a lot of passion, and a lot of sincerity. While this is a relationship as a business partner, a sponsor, I think we're also now in a very amicable relationship with Romain. We all want him to succeed. Do we have time to go inside and listen to Francis Cabrel?
Francis Cabral came to sail in May. Last year in September, Marie Tabarly called me and said, I know you're a fan of Francis Cabral. Everybody knows it. I'm going to introduce you to him. Join me at his concert in Brest. I went, and this is how I met him. She introduced me to him. She had already explained everything to him. When I got there, he said, look, I know the whole story. I would love to be your sponsor. This was incredible. Later in May, he came aboard, we christened it, and then we went sailing. It was amazing. Francis Cabral was on my boat. Can you believe it? I often think of all the people who follow me and the support they provide to me to get to the Vendée Globe 2024. This requires 4 years of preparation, so it takes a whole group to be behind me to get to the end. As we said not long ago, the Vendée Globe is a solo race, but in reality, you don't race alone.
Good luck, Romain!